I know that Kentucky, and from being around the communities, I mean, you know, you can't find people that are nicer or kinder or friendlier or care more about you than fellow Kentuckians. I mean, you don't go to ask somebody in Kentucky and say, hey, this is so different than, by the way, when I lived in Colorado or some other, I'm sorry if anybody's from Yankee states, I don't mean to say negative, but anyway, is that where it's like, do you know where such and such is? Nope. Now that's not how, that don't happen in Kentucky, right? What happens in Kentucky? Hey, can you tell me where such and such is? Well, you know, I don't really know, but I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can find out, right? That's how we interact with each other. Now my wife was born and raised here in Kentucky, so you know, I've had to, and I was born I was raised in Indianapolis, but was born in southern Indiana. So this is one place I've lived where I don't talk funny. So I'm really happy about that. I go back to Washington, which I will. I guess it's next week. I go back to Washington. They say, "Boy, you picked up that Southern accent," you know. But they always blame Georgia for that. But so I feel home, and so I want you to know, as family members, that the work I've done in my life, it was personal in Indiana, very personal. That's again where I was born and raised, and then it. And I did good work in Colorado over those 10 years and 5 years in Georgia and 3 years in Virginia. I did good work in those places, but it's personal again. I just want you to know how I feel about the work in Kentucky, that it doesn't just matter about service and supports and what I get paid to do. It matters, it really matters, because what happens here. So I wanted you to know that. It's not just a job, but it's something that really matters to me and to the other folks. I had no idea that when I came here on this floor that the kind of talent that would be here, and I am doing nothing new that the people who have worked on this floor for years aren't saying and haven't said for years, we should do this for people with disabilities. The only thing that I'm doing is that when somebody says no, I say that no is unacceptable. That to me, there's either, if something makes sense, is good for taxpayers, and delivers good services for your sons and daughters and for people with disabilities, there's only two answers to that. It's either yes or no for now. But as far as no permanently, go away, I don't want to hear this, I'm too busy, that is unacceptable. So that's what we're trying to do, is to say that from now on, the good ideas that people have to help people, that we're going to try to make those happen. That if there is a no, it's going to be a no for now, and we're going to work through to do that. So one of those things, I guess, well, one of them was I guess one of the first things we did, we did what? There's a direct support professional stuff. Is that the first thing we did, Alice, right out of the gate?
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that was it, but well, one of the things we feel like really important is that. And there's a guy named John O'Brien, not on the mental health side, if those of you know mental health services, but a guy on the developmental disability side named John O'Brien. He says, we're never going to get this, folks, until we put the minds and the hands together. If we get people on high, people like me and other people, thinking that they got all the answers, and then they're trying to guide hands down below that are working with people with disabilities, they'll always be screwed up. What we got to do is get professionals who touch your sons and daughters, professionals who touch people with developmental disabilities and know what they're doing. We got to put the minds and the hands together. So the first thing we did was we contracted with the college, National College of Direct Support, to be able to get training for everybody across the entire system, everybody that works on behalf of developmental disabilities now, and we now have hundreds of people now being trained with some of the very best training that exists in the United States through the College of Direct Support, as both online and field staff training, so that people who work on behalf of disabilities increase their skills all the time. So that's along the line of things we'll be doing. Another thing we'll do is that there will be something called the health risk screening tool that will be coming down the road. And what that does is it ensures that folks are, frankly, safe in their homes. Some of you know I worked in Georgia for 5 years. That place, I'm not bragging, just telling you what happened. When it got there, it ranked 50th in the nation when asked the question, do you feel safe in your home? Dead last. People were not safe. Kentucky people are far safer, but we're not safe at all. And then when I left there, as you know, last year to come here, then people Georgia ranked first in the nation on the question, do you feel safe in your home? So know that you're going to hear lots of ideas tonight about, lots of ideas about new ideas and good ideas, but just know this real clearly, that nobody has any idea, nor will any of us allow safety or well-being of people with disabilities to be compromised. Just because I'm going to be encouraging you to try new things, to have your sons and daughters in the community more, doesn't mean they're not going to be safe, that we're going to do that. That's the promises I'm making to you. So some of the changes that we're proposing, now remember, nothing's certain yet. We don't know anything. We're still working with and quite wonderfully with the Department of Medicaid here in Kentucky, and of course they have a great relationship with the Atlanta office also to get some of these things actually through. So one of the things we're working on is I don't know what, Alice, what's it called? For community access. Mm-hmm. So community access services. We think that the rates for providers to have folks, or Alice, you want to talk about some of this or whatever? You want to talk? Well, why don't you talk about it?
Great.
Yeah, but they get tired. Yeah, but after a while, it's like you just keeps going on. Why don't you talk about community access service a little bit?
Okay.
You want to?
Do you want to run camera?
Well, hi everybody.
Where you been, Alice? By the way, I've been here working here all day. Where have you been? Oh, that's right. You get that other town, Louisville, Georgia.
Well, I live here, and of course today I'm in, and I hardly ever get to go to any trainings, and I was so happy I was able to, and of course this was scheduled eons ago, and so I'm in Louisville today and tomorrow. so I'm running back and forth.
Thanks for coming home.
Well, yeah, my family would like me to come home too, and this room is awful.
I know. No, you can stay right behind this pole. You see,
Okay, yeah.
Well,
hi, Mr. and Mrs. Cofer. Hello, it's good to see you here. I recognize a lot of you. I've seen a lot of you. We worked together for a lot of years on a lot of the things that we have been moving along here recently. They were called, let's see, there was a group called CARS, I think, at one point, and I just can't remember all the different names of the different meetings and the different groups that we've all had as we've all been trying to work towards more opportunities for people. And as we've been working through changing some of the services, amending some of the services that are in the Supports for Community Living program. And by the way, I guess I should say, I'm Alice Blackwell, and I'm the branch manager for the Supports for Community Living program up here in the department. Some of the services that we're looking at to make some changes on is what the Commissioner was referring to, is community access. This is a support that enables people to go out into the community with someone who will assist them, accompany them, help them in whatever way they might need help in. It's limited. We're not going to have, the idea isn't to have a big group going out there. The idea is to have an individual opportunity with someone, whoever, and to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. This looks like community living services supports that you might recall that we currently have. A little different on this one is that we'll also allow it for two people who are perhaps in SCL to go out together in this way with maybe a staff person, whoever might need to come along to help support them. So that enables two people, my friend and I are going to go out together and we're going to have somebody with us. It's going to help us maneuver the city or whatever we're doing, which is a little different than what we've done before in the past. Did you want to talk about specific services?
Let me just talk about something. Let me think about get rid of one of the fears. Okay. One, we're not going to make any parent or anybody decide to do anything they don't want to do. So know that. If wherever your son and daughter is, you just like it, you're like, I like what's going on right now. I don't want nothing at all to change. nothing changed, then that's just great, okay? So just know that so nobody going to be taken away telling you what to do. But there's one little difference, sorry, but advocates are part of the people who are on the selection committee who hired me, so there's one little thing about me you should know. And that is, I'm going to continue, though, the conversation. Don't tell me to shut up, because I do know a little bit over these years in working with literally tens of thousands of families that have sons and daughters like yours, and some of the things I know is that people with developmental disabilities can do a lot of things that people don't imagine they can do. And, you know, just like my 3 daughters can do lots of things that I as dad, don't even want them to do. But lots of things that folks can happen. And so what I believe is that we need to have waiver services and services that offer lots of opportunities for things. So you don't go like we kind of have now, right? Are you a day person? Are you a supported employment person? Are you a community access? What kind of person are you? Instead, this waiver will allow a menu where you can mix and match all those different things. So somebody could say, go to a center, 3 or 4 days a week or whatever it may be, and then go do something else on the other days a week, or even do things on the evenings or weekends. So you're not locked into things. But what we know is that when people have more opportunities to be around other citizens who don't have disabilities, then we know that the outcomes, would we agree with them or not, the outcomes for those citizens are far superior. That is, they live longer and do more things. In fact, some of the work by Rick Amato showed this. This is pretty shocking data, that if you had a choice of a person being a member of a club, group, and association, having relationships and friendships with other people that have similar interests, don't mean other people with disabilities, but other members of similar interest in something, and they smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, or you have them be basically alone, that is, aren't ever invited to do things with people in the evenings, weekends, to do things, and don't smoke at all, the life expectancy is far greater for the person who smokes the 2 packs and has friendships and relationships. Folks, loneliness kills us. Loneliness kills us. It is deadly. So even though it's frightening sometimes to say, whoa, what are you saying? Are you saying that, wait a minute, I only trust these people, I only think all they've known is this day center or this place? What we're saying is that we have people that know what they're doing, increasingly people know what they're doing, and we want to do everything we can so that people with disabilities can have much more access to the community and spend part of their life in the community. So that's what that is about. And so we want people to have choices. And we know that moms and dads then are going to listen to other moms and dads, by the way. Not just for the folks like me and Alice, but you're going to listen to what other moms and dads are doing. And at some point during this, if you aren't one of the folks that at first says, I don't know, it's a little scary, I think being in the community, doing these different things, I don't think anybody would really want my daughter or my son or my sister or whoever it might be there. Well, you might be surprised over time what that might be like, but at some point another mom or dad will come to you and talk to you and say, hey, why don't you give them a try, because I didn't think it would work either. I didn't think that it would be possible that somebody would accept her because she has this big problem, or him because she has this one. But you would be really surprised what that is.